I like to see things finished. And I was sitting there with Gerald early in the morning, and I said, "This is our last day. We got to get it finished." And Gerald looked at me and said, "Finishing it isn't the vision. The vision is to help and to serve." And that really struck me as that. Yeah, I may not be the guy that's going to see it completed this week, the rest of the bricks laid and the rest of the concrete, but that really put me back in perspective.
So I started off the trip a little rough, felt very heavy with emotion. Just emotionally, I struggled. Lots of sickness, intestinal issues, not feeling well for the first 2 days. But even in the midst of that, I worshiped and listened to worship music, and how just knowing that people prayed for me and all that in the midst of that, that I just felt a sense of peace come over me. And then I was able, after the first 2 days, to be able to enjoy the rest of this trip. So.
God's really showed me that you have to stay in the Word. You have to stay focused on Him. You can't just go and help people, because eventually helping people is going to get old. You're not going to want to do it anymore. But when you stay in the Word, when you stay focused on Jesus, when you stay focused on sharing His love with people, that's going to help you keep going. I came here thinking, oh, I can help people. Great. That's awesome. I want to help people. But I wasn't focused on what I was supposed to be focused on the whole time. So that's what made my attitude kind of go down. So God's really taught me that to keep a good attitude, to be able to stay strong, keep going even when it's super hot and you're super tired. He gives you the strength when you stay focused on Him and when you stay in His Word.
That's really what we can take back with us, is the power of prayer, and just to continue to lift up those people individually, that they would really realize the hope that they're seeking. My prayer is that they truly continue to experience Christ in all that they do. And it's, so much as Americans, we expect that experience to be in financial gain or something else. And I think for people to see that you can have the joy of the Lord without expecting other things in response, and then just the people are full of the joy of the Lord and the hope of the Lord in very desolate situations. So that was cool to see.
Just that entire Psalm 139, it just absolutely, I don't know how to say it, like, it encompasses every aspect of the trip. Like, it talks about God protecting us, and it talks about, in terms of us, the missionaries, it talks about just how God has hedged us before us and behind us, and His right hand is on us. And the first day I actually had a huge panic attack, and it was, the airport freaked me out, and it was thundering, and it was dark, and it was really scary. And God spoke that to me big time, was just like, don't worry, you're in my right hand, I have you, I'm holding you. And then later in the week, as I calmed down, and the peace, well, later in the day and today, as the peace of the Holy Spirit just set in and began to manifest, and I got to really enjoy the country. The second part of that psalm, and a little bit into the next one, really talks about His compassion and just paints God as a God of love. And in reading that, God just really spoke to my heart that, like, these people aren't that different from you. Like, you see this oppression and you see this pain, and just, it's as if you would be feeling that. So that's been really powerful and really impactful. And the peace that I have in this city that could be so scary and so crazy is amazing. And that's one of the biggest things God's done just for me personally.
If you've never been on a missions trip, you should get on that. You should get on that. It's an amazing experience. Probably everyone you've ever heard who's been on a missions trip would say it changes their life. And I guarantee, if you have the right heart going into a missions trip, and if you let God lead you, it'll change your life, and you'll never be the same.